should you get and build Harmonie? Short answer, probably. Long answer, this entire video.
ごきげんよう。私のコードネームはハーモニーよ。手土産としてビクトリアに関する資料をどうぞ収めてちょうだい。大げさに考えなくていいわよ。
If you didn't have the time to get to all these files, why didn't you come ask me for help? I would have been more than glad.
Codename Harmonie. Real name, Rosalie. This feline from Victoria, who also has Gaulish blood in her body, is a former Victorian military intelligence agent, and now a high-ranking officer for the Dublin. She was a student in Victorian Royal Guard Academy, alongside Operator Chen, Bagpipe, and Typhon. But due to the incident that happened to her mentor, that accidentally involving Harmonie, she was recruited to work as a spy before she even graduated from the academy, working as a double agent to supervise Duke of Wellington and the newly formed Dublin. However, years of involvement changed her, and seems to be inclined towards Dublin's ideology. But despite all that, she said she has no interest in their goal whatsoever. Harmonie only serves their interest for the sake of her survival and amusement. Now with Rhodes Island is close to dear Victoria, Harmonie is currently stationed aboard Rhodes Island as diplomatic ambassador to the Duke of Wellington, and partially assists with our affairs within Victoria's border. Her knack for intelligence gathering and water-based originium arts does make her a very capable operator. But due to her background and mischievous personality, Rhodes Island staff are advised to take precautions. No kidding, all the new operators in Reed Alter event give our HR department a headache due to their background. Especially this one with her big smug aura. But does Harmonie really worth promoting? First of all, let's see what she can do. Harmonie is a mystic caster. Hearing that subclass alone might make some people already don't want to build her. Mystic can deal big damage to a single enemy with their normal attack, and can store their attack energy up to 4 if there's no target. The problem is they have terrible attack speed, which makes it longer for them to store their attack energy to maximum. And since they got no priority in their normal attack, they tend to use all of their stored attacks on a weak mob. But luckily her skill allows her to only attack enemy if they are under a certain condition. Okay, now this is her stats. Got a medium cost and big attack, but at the cost of a very slow interval in other caster archetype. Compared to Iris, Harmonie has a slightly lower attack. But of course we don't judge operators by their attack stat alone. That would make Muinar a terrible operator. Now this is Harmonie's talent. Deal more damage when attacking blocked enemies. Considering her big attack stat and the ability to store attack, the talent does a good job to increase her damage output, and definitely suit her most used skill that we will talk soon. And this is her potential upgrade list. Like most, I think she's fine without additional potential. But if you plan to unlock and upgrade her module, you might want to get her 5th potential that enhances her talent. Now this is her module. It increases her attack and resistance, and increase how many attacks she can store by 1. Would be difficult to fully store her attack when idle, but luckily her skills do reduce her interval significantly. So I suppose this base module is on point. It's not a very game-changing module like Duelist or Merchant, so I will say it's up to you whether you want to unlock it or not. Now this is the upgrade. It increases the damage to blocked enemies by an extra 3% on level 2, and 2% on level 3. I suppose not a bad module to increase her overall damage, but not something I would highly recommend to upgrade. Notably for that kind of improvement on level 3. Now let's talk about her skills. Skill 1 is your generic Mystic Caster's first skill. Mostly this skill aims to make Mystic Caster store their attack easier, by significantly reducing their attack interval. with an extended attack range that might be useful in some situation. On the downside, it does reduce her per hit damage and make her burst of fully stored attack energy weaker. But that is if she attack while the skill is still active. If you want to use this skill to store her attack easier, just make sure no enemy in range. Lastly, her skill 2. She will only attack block target and significantly reduce her attack interval. She also create a pool of water that reduce enemy movement and deals flat amount of arts damage every second. This skill got a nice skill cycle, and it synergies well with her Train talent. The pool of water is akin to Spectral's doll ability. When compared to Spectral, Harmonie's minus 60% movement speed reduction at M1 is the same as Spectral's doll ability with X module at level 3. It also lasts 10 seconds longer. But in terms of damage, Harmonie only deals a flat 250 damage at maximum, whereas Spectral's doll damage is based on her attack stats. But all in all, Harmonie's skill 2 is good and comfy to use. It offers good crowd control, and it almost certainly clears trash mob, so those weaklings won't be blocked by allied unit. With weaker mobs out of the way, tougher targets can then be singled out by the blokers, and Harmonie who now hit hard thanks to her talent and stored attack. For skill mastery priority, her skill 2 no doubt. But this skill mastery gain isn't too impressive. You might find her S2 at level 7 or M1 is enough, where M1 does the final increase in her movement reduction. Beyond that, it reduces the SP cost and increase damage by not so interesting amount. But the final attack interval reduction at M3 does sound interesting. Now this is her base skill. Skill 1 increases her morale recovery when in the dorm, while skill 2 increases clue search speed with a massive plus 50%. But she needs to be working alone, and her morale drops faster. You might want to add Lee to the control center to further increase the speed. So with all of that, Harmonie is a decent caster that can deal a heavy blow to one enemy, and crowd control utility with her S2. But you might need to take some consideration whether to build her or not. You with a well-established team probably already have the alternative, and new players be better off building the good old-fashioned core caster, like Supreme Leader Amia, and multi-target units like Splash or Chain Caster. That being said, Harmonie is a great choice if you want to try this subclass. Compared to Iris or Indigo, she's more comfortable to use. That should be all. Adios.